Got another segment here. This story, I love this subject. Alexa is spying on you. And right now, we have one, and it keeps turning on whenever I say its stupid name. But here's what people don't realize. Your devices, like your smartphone, Google, whatever, Alexa, Apple, are always listening. Always on. Now, they'll try and lull you into a false sense of security and saying, no, we're not recording or spying on you at all. It's not true. They're lying. They are. Check this out. Alexa is listening to you. Former Amazon executive reveals he switches off his smart speaker whenever he wants a private moment. Now why is it that a former Amazon executive would be like, I better turn this off? What do they know that we don't?
Well, and what is he talking about too? What does he does he not want anyone to know?
Well, why would I want Amazon to know the things I'm talking about? What if I'm upstairs in bed with a lady and I'm like, here, take this here and put that there?
What if her name was Alexa?
Oh, that's awful. But you can actually change it to computer and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But let me ask you this. Are you concerned at all about them downloading and listening to what you're saying?
I mean, I don't know.
Why not?
Because I don't talk about anything important
so
until
you
I'm
don't
on
care
the show.
That strangers can hear everything you say all the time?
I mean,
Some dude right now is sitting in an office, 23-year-old dude, and you're talking about how you got bad gas from eating that bean burrito, and he's sitting there laughing with his buddies, and he's like showing, oh, you don't care.
Okay. I mean, no,
I'm exaggerating, by the way.
No, I know. I mean, yeah, I have an issue with people listening to me, but it's like I have a smartphone. I carry it around everywhere.
And it's always listening.
Does that mean people are going through all of my days,
literally
every single day?
Everything you
all
said.
All the millions and millions of people that have smartphones. There's one person going, all right, I've checked this guy's day off. He's not a terrorist. Next. Or,
that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Like,
this is not the NSA. This is a private company that gets access to everything you say all the time. Let me explain, though. Let me explain. So what people don't seem to realize is that the early iterations of smart assistants required you to say, it would be like, say their name 3 times.
Right. Oh, okay.
So some phones still do this when they don't have access to the companies and the servers and the data connection.
Yeah.
Where it'll be like, say, hello, good sir. Now say it again. Now say it again. It's recording you saying it so you can pick up your phone. And that's internal.
Oh, okay.
That means the microphone is always on, but it's not going anywhere. The way Amazon and Apple and Google work, whenever you say something, it sends the audio file to a company whose computers transcribe that sound into text and sends the text back to the device. So, yes.
I see, okay.
Literally everything you say. So when you get the Amazon device, it doesn't ask you to say its name 3 times because it's always listening. And then when you say its name, that's when it starts actually recording. But apparently, as we know, there's always someone listening because the computer has to be able to transcribe its name. Get it?
Wow, yeah.
This is how it's always been. Let's read
let's
this.
see. So Robert Frederick, a former manager of Amazon Web Services, told BBC Panorama that he always turns it off during personal and particularly sensitive conversations. Last year, Amazon was forced to admit that some of the conversations recorded by virtual assistant Alexa were listened to and transcribed by humans. So they admitted it. Amazon says human staff listen to less than 1%, I'm guessing it's 1% there, of conversations to check for accuracy, and the information is made anonymous before they see it. Anonymous.
Air quotes.
Yeah. The spokesperson questioned why Panorama chose to quote a former employee about technology developed a decade after he left the company. So it was a decade later that this guy is now talking about it?
Yeah. And they were probably developing it when he was still there.
Yeah, but if you can imagine, that was 10 years ago. So nowadays, they probably have much easier ways to like see and review this information.
Check this out. This is a story from a while back, November 14th, 2018.
Oh, wow. Really?
Judge orders Amazon to turn over Echo recordings in double murder case.
Oh, man. So what? There was a murder and there was is Echo what that thing's called?
The Echo's a small one.
Oh, okay.
So this is the big one.
So let me see. This was in the room and the judge was like, "Oh, we need the recordings."
It recorded it. It recorded when it happened.
Wow.
So I really doubt as it was going down the victim went, "Alexa, record, help." No, it didn't happen. It was recording. So here's the thing. When you say the name, when you call her name out and say, play music by whatever, you can log on to your Amazon account and see everything you've ever said to it.
Whoa.
Yes. And so there were some things in there where I was like, that's weird.
I never said that.
No.
Or what?
I did not mean to activate her because I did this as a gag.
Have you logged in and checked it out?
Oh, totally. And then I'm like,
Oh,
purge.
Can you purge it?
Yes, you can wipe it. But of course, like you can from your account.
It
they
could
still have
show
it.
you that you've
Right.
purged your side of things.
So you could say,
Right.
you could say LEGS UP.
Okay.
Say that.
What is it?
LEGS UP.
LEGS UP.
Put your LEGS UP.
Put your LEGS UP.
What does that spell?
I don't know.
What is LEG?
Leg?
Legs.
Oh, okay.
Put your legs up,
Okay.
and it turns on. Legs up.
Because it sounds like Alexa.
Alexa.
This is a thing
legs
with
up.
my
I see.
Google
Okay.
phone too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a little while I was able to go back and see everything that I had said that I accidentally turned my phone on for. That was creepy, and you can
Yep.
actually turn that off on Android.
And it records a ton. So there were things in there where it was like a few sentences of a conversation I had. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
or at least I think it was like that. It was like, there were weird things in there where I was like,
good thing they're all over the place.
clearly wasn't intended to actually have been a request or a recording. And then it would ask something like, did it do it right? And I'm like, that's creepy. So I would do this as a gag. I would go up to it and I would say combinations of words that shouldn't activate it but do. So here's what happens. When you look at stories like this where the judge says it recorded it, and apparently this isn't the first one. There's some other stories just like this where the Alexa was recording these people without them knowing, and they've tried to get the recordings turned over. There was one instance where apparently Amazon sent someone's emails or messages to a random contact in their... Yeah. Producer is freaking out.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Whoa.
So it's this simple. How do you think it turns on? The microphone is always active.
It has to be able to hear you.
Yeah, it has to.
So
Makes
they
sense.
do mention it's around 1% of people that actually listen.
Right.
And that's why I was asking,
And
like, how you feel about privacy.
It's only to check that it's still working correctly. It's like,
Ah.
and yet, when the person who wants to be nefarious and or sell your information, it's making me feel like Amazon's almost the new Facebook. You know, Facebook has
Well, they're both bad.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely agree with you there, but it's like Facebook has all of our digital information that we're like typing and putting in, but now Amazon's putting all these like speakers in our houses so that, and they're
Yep.
listening to us. So now they're getting even more information about us that they're probably selling. I'm
Dude, did you
saying
know
he
that-
is Jeff Bezos, but
Do you know that Facebook knows when you poop?
seriously?
It knows when you poop. Yep.
Well, how? I don't have Facebook on my phone though.
You have a Facebook profile.
Okay.
You have, whether you delete it or not,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you never signed up for Facebook.
Okay.
You still have a profile.
Okay. How?
Yep. So I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I have your phone number in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Krigler, and a phone number.
Right.
Your wife,
Mm-hmm.
Adam, actually you might say husband or, hubby or whatever, right? Whatever she puts in.
Sure.
Your mom has Adam, phone
Mhm.
number.
Right.
We're all on Facebook. We've signed in on our phones, and now Facebook has access to our contact list.
Okay.
Their computer then sees Adam, buddy, Adam, bro, husband, cousin,
Okay,
sister,
okay.
and now they know and you've never filled out a profile, but now they know your entire family because they've corroborated your phone number with what everyone calls you,
I see.
and now they know. So they start then corroborating. So if there's a bunch of other information too, like if they talk about locations,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden,
Like I was here with this person
On Messenger,
and
I
like
mean.
there's these people and I'm in the picture. It's like, oh,
So-
he was there.
here's what happens. Facebook will display an advertisement,
Mm-hmm.
and then people go like, whoa, that's really weird. I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's not because they're listening to you. It's because they've predicted you so well through their AI.
Yeah.
They know exactly when to deliver the ad.
So,
That's why they know when you poop.
I mean, but people will talk about something and like I don't remember what I was talking to you about pens, and I've never seen an ad for a pen. Like, a pen. Like who has pen?
They're not
I
spying
say
on
it
you.
like 18 times, but I opened up Instagram and the first thing I see is this ad for pens, and it's like I've never seen an ad for
Yep.
pens
Yep.
ever before.
Well, if
But-
Alexa is already always listening, then okay. So what is? I'm
It's worse than you realize.
I'm sure it
don't
sounds-
say
Listen.
that.
What, the algorithms just kind of
Your location data on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You give the apps access to these things
Okay.
because they have when you open, you post on Instagram, it'll be like it knows your location already.
Yeah.
It'll be like, are you here? So they know where you're at.
Well, I turned that
So
off, but I don't think it makes
well,
a difference.
The
does it?
dangerous thing about artificial intelligence is that we can't even understand patterns the way they can.
Oh man, that is scary too, because they're going to see the patterns that we're not going to be able to see ourselves. And they're going to be like, well, we have to go with this and save humanity. Just like all these crazy movies that take AI.
No.
What?
The AI will act in ways that you don't understand.
Yeah, because
you're never going to freak out, because humans freaking out would be bad for the AI.
like what? Like a virus? Like
No.
They need
Like-
us to stay alive?
Like humans not reproducing anymore.
How would that be bad for AI? If
No.
AI,
It's bad for AI if humans know the AI is trying to hurt them. So humans will only any artificial intelligence that is trying to sustain itself will only produce outcomes that would be beneficial to it. It has no reason to create human alarm.
Okay.
But I don't want to get into too much of that. The point I'm making is
Yeah.
you may have posted a picture of a cat on
Okay.
your Instagram.
I have.
You have.
A book
You
was
may
upstairs.
have scrolled down for exactly 13.2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You may have also traveled 1.6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, we don't know why, but the AI can see it. These things typically always result in someone asking for a pen.
Okay.
And then you said, oh, I need a pen. And then boom, the ad pops up. Not because it was listening, because it can predict your behavior. That's why I was saying Facebook knows when you poop. They do, because they can look at what's around you.
Funny.
They can look at the time you woke up because your phone's not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Then your phone starts moving in a confined space. And then your phone goes out and starts moving at a high rate of speed.
Right.
They can predict if you're going to work, if you're going to school, which means they know when you wake up. They know the average time it takes from when a person eats, drinks, or sleeps, or has to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And based on your previous activities, it's super easy for them to predict everything. Now, I use the pooping example because it's the most silly. But they know when you eat. They know when you sleep. They
It
know
is
when you're
silly.
going to sleep. They can predict all of these things.
Frighteningly
Well, that
silly.
kind of makes sense, because when you get up and you go to the bathroom, you set your phone down because you're getting into the shower.
Yep.
So you're obviously in the bathroom, you're getting ready for the day.
Your phone moved and then stopped.
Right, it moved a little bit and then it stopped, and then it moves a little bit more because you're brushing your teeth and you're checking the news or whatever, and then you go down and you do your other things. That is unsettling. I don't
wonder-
like that.
I wonder if flip phones still exist. Can you just go get a flip phone?
You can.
Still?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, please.
It's
Old
so
candy bar.
tempting.
No GPS.
Or just like a Nokia with
So-
Snake. That's all I need.
Here's the
Yeah.
point about artificial intelligence. For one, humans need to sustain the infrastructure of the AI. If the AI was sentient and wanted to survive and propagate, we don't know what its intentions and motives would be. We don't.
Right.
But it's not going to... Terminator will never happen. Because there's no reason for the AI to ever allow that to happen. So here's what happens. You start seeing things in your Facebook feed
Okay.
that make you think having a family is a bad idea. All of a sudden, now humans aren't reproducing anymore. And in 20, 30 years, there's 20, 30% less humans. So the AI doesn't need to go to war with you. It can convince humans to do whatever it wants them to do.
Yeah, I guess.
And
you're
there it
right.
is.
That's true.
So they talk about Terminator scenarios. Nah, it's just not the case.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
could be living under the boot of an AI and not even know it.
Like right now.
Yep. And why is it that no one's having kids anymore? Because we're at war with the AI and it's winning? Probably not. But whatever it is that's going on with our cultural development is resulting in this. The point is,
Yeah, that's true.
the best thing for an evil AI that wants to wipe out humanity is to keep us happy as we flush ourselves down the toilet.
Yeah.
Its best bet is to make us fight each other, not itself.
And look at where we are right now,
Oh
too.
my gosh.
Yeah,
I think you figured it out.
well, doesn't matter if you're happy. That's really what's happening, you know? Anyway.
It depends, you know. It's like, do you want to fight for a future? But, you know, the problem is people think they're fighting for a future, but they're just fighting for their own personal gains or
Right.
the future they believe in that not everyone else believes in. And then you
I don't
got all
think-
these like individual people that just think they're gods.
The scary thing is that the entirety of society right now is dominated by an AI. It is. So like Facebook algorithms
Yeah,
are...
you're right. Algorithms.
So, for instance, like the rise of the woke outrage culture is a result of Facebook. Facebook said, we want to incentivize keywords
Yeah.
that get engagement. So all of a sudden these companies like Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, Vox emerged where they started, and Vice, started making more and more outrageous woke content.
Yeah.
The more keywords you mix together, the more likely that post will be shown to people because it's hitting different communities.
Yeah.
So if you take an article about feminism and then put it on Facebook, it'll hit anyone who's interested in feminism.
Okay.
But if you put in feminism and fat shaming, now you're getting both communities.
Right.
This is why intersectional feminism became the predominant ideology. Intersectional feminism combines all of the oppression groups.
Right. Brings it all together.
So what Vice ended up writing was an article that said, so here's what you can do. You can write about trans women, get 100,000 views. You can write about police brutality, 100,000 views. You can write about, Black Lives Matter, 100,000 views. But what if you write an article that says trans women of color leading the Black Lives Matter charge against police brutality in one headline?
Right.
300,000 views.
Right.
So now all of a sudden these digital companies started manipulating, playing to the algorithm to, which is, it's not necessarily AI.
So they're using the AI. They're working in tandem with it, basically.
So what ends up happening is Facebook, their goal with their, machine learning algorithms was to produce engaging content, which was manipulated by other humans to create psychotic ideologies that are now infecting, political parties and resulting in complete insanity. So the problem of AI will not be it going to war with us.
Yeah.
It's going to be us, like all of a sudden, for some reason, farmers only grow soybeans. And then all of a sudden people are starving to death and we're like, oh, because the AI says soybeans people like.
Right.
Or it's like, hey, you know what people really like? Cigarettes. And then all crops just flip to cigarettes because the AI, the machine learning algorithms promoted this. And all of a sudden no one has food.
Right.
And then there's a panic and then everyone's hungry. So I tell people when it comes to this stuff with like Amazon, Facebook, and the weird things that are happening and the data they're collecting, the real danger is that we've lost control of our own cultural development. And now you're going to have weird things happen that make no sense. Like somebody could make a meme about, I don't know, kale. And then all of a sudden the algorithms promote kale to an absurd degree. No one really likes it, but farmers then see the popularity, switch to producing kale. And then all of a sudden kale's in the supermarket and people hate it. But they pretend, they're like, oh, I don't know. And now it's there. So it's really world changing that all this is already happening.
This is really
It's
interesting
happening, right?
because we've never had something this complicated to deal with before. We don't know how we're going to respond. We don't know how it's going to change us. Are we going to change
We're
it?
doomed.
Yeah, we're
Doomed.
probably
Well, we're
doomed.
seeing it.
It's
The
over.
results are happening now.
It's all
Yeah,
over.
I think when you look at how politics has become fractured and psychotic, it's because of these big tech platforms. It's
Right.
because of the spying and the data manipulation and collection. All of these things have come together to produce these insane circumstances. So yeah, maybe that's what wipes out humanity.
Intersectionalism makes so much sense with the algorithm
Right.
because it's like
Mashing keywords.
tags.
Yep.
It really is like tags.
Putting
So you
them all
choose
together.
all the right ones, you put them together, and you get the most amount
So
of traffic.
it's that simple.
I don't
And
like
so
that.
I always ask people, if you have a legitimate news organization with dedicated journalists who are nonpartisan,
Yeah.
unbiased, and you put that next to BuzzFeed, who do you think is going to get all the traffic? BuzzFeed will make a headline saying, Orange Man bad, and people click it.
Yeah.
And the news organization will make something saying Donald Trump signs executive order today. Which one gets the attention? The bombastic, sensationalist content
Yep.
that keyword stuffs. They reach more people, they make more money, the investors come in. This is what I'm talking about AI destroying us. The investors then come in and say, we're going to support this because it's working. And that's the point I'm making about one day, all of a sudden, the only crop we have is spinach. Because the investors come in and say, spinach is great, they do nothing else. And then all of a sudden, there's no food for the animals. And then we're like panicking. And then the government intervenes. And then all of a sudden, you have this weird command economy. Yep, these systems are not particularly being built in our best interests. They don't know what our best interest is.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to explain it is YouTube made an algorithm to promote what they thought would turn out to be Game of Thrones. And instead they got people like me sitting in my basement complaining about politics.
Yeah.
That's not what they wanted. But
out
that's
great.
what the algorithm supported. They didn't understand that.
Yeah, that's true.
They thought these parameters will give me these things. Nope. It's a path of least resistance, man. It was a lightning bolt. You
Yeah.
just didn't understand it.
Yep.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We're live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want to catch the full recorded podcast, which doesn't appear in these clips, make sure you join by clicking the button down below, become a member, and then go to the community tab of this YouTube channel, and you can see all of our full episodes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all in the next show.